had like everything, fame, all that, and I just wasn't happy, and I wasn't fulfilled, and I realized that there was something more, there was something missing, and I just one day decided. My ex-wife gave me that book, The Message for the Sick, and I read it, and that was what put me over the line. And I
Wow,
went to the masjid and I took shahada.
incredible. I'll have to check it out.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. That's it's also like really wholesome story as well. Like there's something about how it's I'm noticed like there's a bit of a pattern of like how successful people um eventually find, that Islam is the right religion for them. And I don't know what is it about it that like really drives the final nail into the coffin, like convinces them that this is what they should do. But it's interesting to observe that. And maybe you can tell us a bit more about how like Islam has benefited you in your life. Maybe that could be a partial answer.
Well, I've always, I've always believed in doing the right thing. I've always believed in treating people fairly. I've always believed in like the basics. But there's life beyond the basics. And, I find that Islam gives you a very solid blueprint to having a fulfilling life. And, I've been a Muslim now almost 4 years. And I will say that the periods in my life where I follow the blueprint the closest, I am the happiest, I'm the calmest, I'm the most fulfilled. The times in my life where I stray from the blueprint, I am the least happiest, I'm the least fulfilled, and I am the least calm. And so I had dinner the other night, and there was a guy who was interested in Islam, non-Muslim. And one thing I always tell them, because I believe the best way to bring people to Islam is just get them to read the Quran. That's it, right? So I said to him, I said, listen, let's pretend for a moment that there is no God and this is all made up. Even if that were true, if you had a blueprint for life that helped you solve almost every problem in your life, would you still want to follow it? And he's like, well, yeah, right? And I said, okay. So I imagine you have a lot of problems in your life, right? You don't just have one. He says, yeah. I said, when I read this book, putting the supernatural aspect of it aside, it solved a ton of problems in my life. So my question to you is, if this book would solve even one problem, one major problem in your life, would it be worth taking the time to read? And he's like, yeah. And I said, okay, so I gave him Quran. Now, obviously, I'm just trying to get him to hear the message. I'm not trying to convince him. And sometimes I feel like people, whether you're Christian or Muslim, they try to like hard sell people. I don't try to hard sell anyone on Islam. I'm just like, listen, I just try to get him to hear the message, because I know when they hear the message, no, I am not going to write a better sales letter than God. I'm not going to write a better sales letter than Allah. Sure. So I'm not trying to get you to read my sales letter. I'm just trying to get you to opt in to read it. So this is the marketer in me. But I
being
always
like
try
an
to
ambassador of the faith.
Yeah, I try to make it low pressure. Like, look, forget all the supernatural stuff. Just and then I'll let Allah's sales letter take care of the rest. Because it's going to be
like what